Welcome to this weekend special class on best ways to solve RC. Okay, so I welcome all of you. Can you see and hear me? Yes, I think you can. और राइट तो आज हम करने वाले हैं कैसे किसी एक आरसी को सॉल्व करते हैं व्हाट इज द अप्रोच टू एन आरसी हाउ टू व्हाट आर द बेस्ट वेज एंड व्हाट आर द डूज एंड डोंट्स ऑफ आरसीज की कैसे सॉल्व करते हैं और कैसे नहीं सॉल्व करते हैं ओके सो दैट्स व्हाट वी आर गोना डू. But before we get started, let me just take you through the important announcements first. सबसे पहला announcement कि आपको flat 25% off मिल सकता है अपने class subscription पे. If you are taking any of these batches, अगर आप plus batch या iconic batch में subscription ले रहे हो, by using my code Vaishnavi 10. Vaishnavi 10 is my code. If you use this, you will get 25% off only till the 24th of April. So hurry up. And free scholarship worth 1.25 crore is happening tomorrow. Okay, so to April 23rd is when the scholarship is happening. Hi Harsh, good afternoon. Welcome. So free scholarship worth of, you can win up to 1.25 worth of crores worth of scholarship. So jaldi kijiye, join, make sure that you enroll and you take this mock if you want to win that scholarship. Okay. The very important announcement कि CLAT का Kickstarter batch which is special class mega week चल रहा है हमारा अभी and today would be the final nail in the coffin I would like to say लेकिन सही proverb idiomatic expression नहीं होगा because it is not that gloomy. So today will be uh, the final topic that we will be doing. अभी तक हमने इसमें figures of speech कर लिया है, tones कर लिया है, types of passages कर लिए हैं, we have done main idea, inference कर लिया है, and today we will be doing conclusion. We are concluding with the conclusion. So this is all that was taught in special class और आज conclusion होगा इस special week में CLAT का Kickstarter. So make sure that you are attending this session. Last session of the week and make sure that you have attended all the sessions because I am taking English language and today is the last day. Finally, this is your calendar for the month. I think अब तक हमने almost सारे mocks दे दिए आपने and the special one is happening tomorrow, 23rd April. Make sure that you all enroll in this mock. April 30th is only for plus batches, so this is how your calendar looks like of April. East Legal is a beginner's batch, which is for CLAT 2025 aspirants. I'm taking English language in this batch. And अगर आपको इस offer का फायदा उठाना है अभी जो चल रहा है, then you can use my code VAISHNAVI or Vaishnavi 10 and you can enroll in this batch and you will get 25% off on your subscription, whatever the price is. Knock out 25%. The Warriors is a droppers batch जो CLAT 2024 aspirants के लिए है and this batch has started from the April 13th. I am taking English language in this batch and if you want to enroll in this batch अगर आप droppers हैं जिनको इस साल CLAT देना है and you want to have that quality last moment experience, like last moment preparation experience, then please make sure that you enroll yourself into this batch. Vaishnavi 10 है मेरा code. If you use this code, you will get 25% off till the 24th of April only. So hurry up. All right. Now this is how it is going to go. Hi Nitish. Hello. Namaste. Good afternoon. All right, so this is how it is going to go. I will be taking a passage. मैं एक passage आपके सामने display करूंगी. आप पढ़ोगे वो passage, and then I will be reading the passage and I will be explaining कि कैसे इसके answers देने हैं. Okay, this is a sample reading comprehension. अगर ऐसा reading comprehension आता है, तो how would you keep the approach is what we are going to be seeing over here. All right, ready? Harsh and Nitish, are you ready? Hmm? Yes? No? Maybe? शुरू करते हैं. Yes. Okay. So this is the passage. अगर हम passage पहले सबसे पहला step मैंने क्या बताया था? You are supposed to scan the passage. Okay. So you scan the passage and you see a lot of words related to father, female, children, divorce, parents, Benjamin Spock, psychology, Sigmund Freud. Uh, So all these words tell us that it is something related to psychology of parents, parenthood. Okay, so we know कि किस चीज का passage है. Now let's get started with the reading. We are done with the first step. Let's start with the reading. All right. Psychology has reflected and contributed to the cultural bias of exalting motherhood at the expense of fatherhood. Sigmund Freud considers the mothers but not the fathers to have a prominent role in infants' development. Gadapel argues that maternalism is instinctual to females not only in the species but in mammals generally. He warns that anyone advocating male mothering may bring harm to everyone concerned. Strongly influenced by such psychological theory, our culture has been taken in by the superiority of mother theory. All right, so this is the first paragraph. हमने first paragraph पढ़ लिया और हमें समझ में आ गया कि this is what the author is going to be talking about. मेन आइडिया यही है कि साइकोलॉजी क्या रिफ्लेक्ट कर रहा है कि बायस है किसमें, मदरहुड एट द एक्सपेंस ऑफ फादरहुड. मतलब किसको प्रिफर किया जा रहा है, मदरहुड को प्रिफर किया जा रहा है एट द कॉस्ट ऑफ, मतलब फादरहुड को दबाकर. राइट, सो दिस इज बीइंग अंडरमाइंड एंड दिस इज बीइंग highlighted. And finally this paragraph ends with superiority of motherhood theory, mother theory. So we know that this paragraph is talking about how mothers play a superior role according to various psychologists. Okay, so we have seen various psychologists playing an important role. Moving on to the second paragraph, हम ऐसे छोटे छोटे summaries अपने दिमाग में बना लेंगे after reading every paragraph. Okay, quickly, this will happen in a flicker of seconds, matter of seconds, अगर आपका reading comprehension, अगर आप बहुत सारे practice करते हो तो. Now, Benjamin Spock, in a 600-page book on childcare, devotes just 3 pages to the role of fathers. While he admits that a man does not sacrifice his masculinity, Spock thinks childcare is something the father should do only occasionally just to help the mothers out. Help the mother out. Fathers who win custody of children in divorce proceedings are often advised that they should immediately hire full-time housekeeper to function as surrogate mothers. All right, so this paragraph is completely devoted to how there is bias again in the केस ऑफ चाइल्ड केयर. ठीक है, चाइल्ड केयर और चाइल्ड रिस्पॉन्सिबिलिटी में भी क्या बायस है, दैट मदर्स आर मदर्स रोल इज मोर, mother's role is predominant. ये पता चल रहा है इस paragraph से. So this is also telling about the role of how little father's role is there when it comes to child care. Okay, but alas, so this paragraph is starting with moving on to the third paragraph. Is it clear till here? Am I going too fast? Nitish and Harsh, am I going too fast? Because you have all my attention. I am teaching just the two of you. Clear. Okay. Hi, Madhumita. Oh, I have bonafide as well. Okay. Now moving on to the next paragraph. अब यहाँ देखो, it All right. So अब next paragraph देखो. But alas, mothers who win custody are not told to provide. So but is it is a continuation from the last paragraph. ठीक है. लेकिन mothers का same पार्ट यहाँ पर लास्ट लाइन जो एंड हो रहा है, इट इज टॉकिंग अबाउट हाउ फादर्स को बोला जाता है एक सरोगेट मदर रखने. अगर डिवोर्स केस हो रहा है तो फादर्स को बोला जाता है एक सरोगेट मदर रखने, basically who can take care of the child. But mothers are not told to do that. Who win custody, but लग गया तो इसका contradictory ही होगा, right? Are not told to provide surrogate fathers for them. Margaret Mead, the famous anthropologist, once remarked that, okay, so now that ke baad what she remarked is given over here. Fathers are a biological necessity but a social accident. So here we get the perspective that the author is definitely in every paragraph he's trying to substantiate the point that it's the mothering that is considered more important than the fathering. Okay, so throughout the 19th and such of the 20th century, our culture has been quite comfortable with this stereotypical view of fathers. Less than 10% of the scientific studies of parents have taken the father's role into account, in spite of the fact that half of all parents are fathers. Society has not yet changed in any major ways with regards to fathers as non-parents. However, researchers have finally realized that the motherhood role is not an inherited behavior pattern but a learned set of social skills. Now this paragraph started with the same lines as the other paragraphs, लेकिन ending में the author has said something very very important कि बीच बीच में, okay, so the author is giving one point and then substantiating it with the help of psychologists की psychologists क्या कह रहे हैं इसके बारे में. So definitely there must be these names: Benjamin Spock, Sigmund Freud, Gadapel. All these are very renowned psychologists. अगर आपको नहीं भी पता है तो आपको पैसेज पढ़ के ये समझ में आ जाएगा. यू विल गेट द फील दैट इट इज दे आर साइकोलॉजिस्ट, राइट? और कैसे सोसाइटी में भी फादर्स का रोल इज एंड मदर्स का रोल इज नॉट इक्विवेलेंट, राइट? नॉट एट पार. तो और लास्ट में ऑथर इस पैराग्राफ में बोलता है रिसर्चर्स हैव फाइनली रियलाइज्ड. क्या रियलाइज किया रिसर्चर्स ने? कि मदरहुड का रोल जो है दैट इज नॉट एन इनहेरिटेड पैटर्न, सो बिहेवियर पैटर्न. सो बेसिकली ये क्या बोल रहा है? एंड लर्न सेट ऑफ सोशल स्किल्स. तो बेसिकली ये क्या बोल रहा है कि ये जो इंस्टिंक्चुअल यहाँ पर बोला जा रहा था, इंस्टिंक्चुअल है फीमेल में. गैडपेल ने बोला था कि इंस्टिंक्चुअल है फीमेल में, मतलब उनको नेचुरली आ जाता है मदरहुड का फीलिंग. नाउ देयर इज अ रिसर्च दैट टेल्स कि मदरहुड इज नॉट समथिंग दैट इज नेचुरल, जो नेचुरली आता है. इट इज लर्न सेट ऑफ सोशल स्किल्स. सो दैट ऑल्सो प्रूव्स द पॉइंट दैट कि कोई इंस्टिंक्चुअल रोल नहीं है. इट्स नॉट the role of the mothers only, right? That's what it says. Moving on to the last two paragraphs. Female children begin learning these social skills at a very early age. Society makes no effort to see that boys learn these same social skills. Theories of maternal instincts and attachments or bonding as being exclusively maternal are now being called into question. Infants bond with both the mother and the father. A growing body of literature now reveals that fathers do have potential nurturance just as mothers do. Men are increasingly demanding to be accepted as nurturant parents rather than just to be provider and protector. Now this paragraph takes a turn. Now अब author क्या बोल रहा है कि सोसाइटी भी, अब अगेन द ऑथर स्टार्ट्स विथ कैसे सोसाइटी में भी फीमेल आर द वन हु आर टॉट टू बी नर्चरिंग बट बॉयज आर नॉट एक्सपेक्टेड टू हैव एनी ऑफ दो स्किल्स. और अब थ्योरीज ऑफ, देखो एवरीवेयर द ऑथर इज गिविंग क्रेडिबिलिटी टू आइदर थ्योरीज या किसी रिनाउंड साइकोलॉजिस्ट को. क्या बता रहा है कि थ्योरीज में भी बोला जा रहा है कि मटर्नल इंस्टिंक्ट जो होता है एंड बॉन्डिंग एंड अटैचमेंट, ये दोनों का रोल होता है, दोनों फील करा सकते हैं, दोनों के लिए होता है. एंड इन्फेंट का अटैचमेंट दोनों मदर्स एंड फादर्स दोनों से होता है, राइट? सो अ ग्रोइंग बॉडी ऑफ लिटरेचर. अब ये भी बता रहा है, देखो अगेन अनदर क्रेडिबिलिटी फैक्टर कि ग्रोइंग बॉडी ऑफ लिटरेचर क्या बता रहा है कि पोटेंशियल नर्चरेंस फादर्स में भी उतना ही है, नर्चरिंग क्वालिटी ख्याल रखने का, ध्यान रखने का फादर्स में भी उतना ही है जितना मदर्स में होता है. सो और मेन अब डिमांड कर रहे हैं. नाउ द ऑथर इज पुटिंग हिज जनरल राय ओवर हियर कि जनता में भी मेन भी डिमांड कर रहे हैं कि उनको भी एक्सेप्ट किया जाए कि वो बस प्रोवाइडर और प्रोटेक्टर नहीं है. दे आर मोर देन दैट, दे आर नर्चरेंट्स, नॉट जस्ट प्रोवाइडर एंड प्रोटेक्टर. आई होप द पेनल्टिमेट पैराग्राफ इज क्लियर. सबको क्लियर है? Hello, Avisi. Hello, Ishant. Hello. Good to see all of you here. Now, is the penultimate paragraph clear to everyone? All right. Moving on to the last paragraph. So you understand that we are also looking at the flow. कैसे बह रहा है passage, कैसे author अपने opinions को put forward कर रहा है. We are looking at that as well. We are not just looking at कि ये line का मतलब क्या है, ये line का मतलब क्या है. We are looking at the flow of the passage, which is very important to look at. ठीक है? अब देखो, last में young men are beginning to reject the models of parenting provided by their fathers and are searching for ways to become parents as well as fathers. A radical restructuring of maleness and fatherhood is currently underway. Fathering and mothering are two distinct parental roles. When a male is nurturing, he is fathering, not mothering. Both mothering and fathering are valid roles, but they are by no means identical. So the author comes back to the point that he started, that कि ऐसा बोला जाता है, ऐसा पहले इतने सारे साइंटिस्ट ने ऐसा बोला, सॉरी साइकोलॉजिस्ट ने ऐसा बोला है कि मदर्स रोल इंपॉर्टेंट है. सोसाइटी में भी देखा जाता है मदर्स रोल इंपॉर्टेंट है, लेकिन विथ चेंज इन टाइम दिस मॉडल इज नॉट वर्किंग एनीमोर एंड दिस इज चेंजिंग. In fact, men are demanding to be more fathers than their own fathers had been to them. Okay, so ये radical restructuring हो रहा है सोसाइटी का. एंड अब नया टाइप का मेलनेस is coming into picture. The maleness, the manliness and maleness that used to be called before as fatherhood and maleness, it is that idea is being rejected and new sort of restructuring is happening in the society. यही इससे एंड कर रहा है ऑथर, और उसके बाद फिर फाइनली बोलता है ऑथर अपना ओपिनियन कि ऐसा नहीं है कि बस मदरिंग इंपॉर्टेंट है, बोथ रोल्स आर वैलिड. और by no means that they both are identical. एक ही रोल नहीं है. अगर फादर प्यार कर रहा है तो उसको हम मदरिंग नहीं कह सकते हैं. With on that note the author ends the passage. Definitely not, Harsh, the author is definitely not confused. Author पहले बता रहा है कि पास्ट में क्या बिलीफ था, उसको सब्सटैंशिएट करने के लिए ऑथर सिगमंड फ्रॉइड और गैडिपेल इनका एग्जाम्पल लेता है कि पास्ट में क्या व्यूज था अबाउट पेरेंटिंग. देन द ऑथर इज टॉकिंग अबाउट हाउ टाइम्स आर चेंजिंग, एंड देन उसका भी एग्जाम्पल्स दे रहा है कि कैसे टाइम्स आर चेंजिंग. तो ऑथर कंफ्यूज नहीं है. ऑथर आपको विश्वास दिलाने के लिए कि पहले कुछ और टाइम था और अब कुछ और टाइम आने वाला है. That's why the author has given all those examples. Now let's move on to the passage, to the question stem. Sorry, to the question stem. Are you ready? So let's change the highlighter into marker. All right. So the first question is, fathers who exhibit which of the following actions could count on the author of this passage to give them his greatest support. So basically ये question क्या पूछ रहा है, इनमें से कौन सा रोल फादर्स का जो है वो ऑथर वुड सपोर्ट, कि ये रोल फादर्स को प्ले करना चाहिए. सो ऑथर किसके साइड है कि फादर्स को भी रोल प्ले करना चाहिए एज नर्चरेंट, राइट? सो कीप दैट इन माइंड. यू हैव रेड द पैसेज, आपको पता है कि ऑथर की साइड से वही स्टेटमेंट को ग्रेटेस्ट सपोर्ट मिलेगा जिसमें ऐसा बोला गया है कि फादर्स का रोल इज as important as mothers ka role, right? So nurturing as nurturance, right? So buying educational toys, so yahan par aapko hypothetical scenarios diya gaya hai, right? So options mein aapko hypothetical scenario, aapko ek template iske liye pehle hi banana hi hoga ki kis point ko author greatest support dega. तो आपने बना लिया यहाँ पर कि जहां पर फादर्स का भी रोल इक्वल है. नाउ यू हैव टू पुट दैट इन दीज टेम्पलेट्स. सबसे पहला वाला ऑप्शन है बाइंग एजुकेशनल टॉयज फॉर देयर चिल्ड्रन. सो इट इज स्टिल, नो मैटर व्हाट दे आर बाइंग, ये वाला इट इज स्टिल बाइंग, राइट? इट इज स्टिल बाइंग. दैट इज द रोल ऑफ अ प्रोवाइडर, है ना? प्रोवाइडर का रोल है. तो यहाँ पर देखो कि दे आर नॉट जस्ट, ये वाला लाइन, men are increasingly demanding to be accepted as nurturant parents rather than just the provider and protector. So this tells us that the author is definitely hinting at that ये option definitely hint कर रहा है as a provider. So this cannot, thus cannot be the correct answer. So you will eliminate based on logic. B says reading bedtime stories to their children. Now this is something that could be considered as important, right? As a nurturant, only a nurturant would do, because here the father is not playing the role of provider, as in not buying anything, and not playing the role of protector as well, कि घर की रक्षा कर रहा है या just looking out for his son, not that. So this could be considered. इसको hold पे रखते हैं. C बोल रहा है leaving their children with female babysitters. Again, this is something that used to happen. So again, author would not agree with this, right? Babysitters, फीमेल बेबी सिटर्स के साथ, तो ये डिवोर्स वाला केस में के बारे में बताया है यहाँ पर ऑथर ने कि fathers who win custody of children in divorce proceedings are often advised that they should immediately hire full-time housekeepers to function as surrogate mothers. So definitely author would not provide support to this. Working in order to pay for family expenses. Working, again provider, right? Again provider. So we will again eliminate this option. Being nice to their wives, here he's not playing any role of father, राइट? इसमें फादर का रोल कुछ इससे पता नहीं चल रहा है. ऑब्वियसली इनडायरेक्टली इट विल हेल्प दैट इफ ही इज नाइस टू हिज वाइफ, वाइफ विल बी नाइस टू हिम एंड दे विल बी नाइस टू द किड, बट दैट इज वेरी इनडायरेक्ट. सो ई ऑल्सो वी विल eliminate because it is not playing the role of the father. So the correct answer for this one will definitely be option B. Is that clear to everyone? Second B. What is the primary aim of the passage? Passage का primary aim क्या है? Remember, primary aim is asking you nothing but the main idea of the passage. So how do you approach the main idea? आपका मेन आइडिया वही होगा जिसमें ऑलमोस्ट सारे पैराग्राफ्स कवर्ड हैं, राइट? वॉट एवर द ऑथर इज ट्राइंग टू से is the holistic picture of the passage, है ना? To argue that women are more important than men. Now this one is talking about men and women, and the author is, देखो यही सारे options confuse करने के लिए होते हैं, and इसी सारे options में लोग भावनाओं में बह जाते हैं, right? Because it is talking about fathers and mothers, so definitely it has to be men and women, but the author is not talking about who is superior, men or women. Okay, so this is out of context, right? Out of context. या डिस्टॉर्शन ऑफ द मेन आइडिया, डिस्टॉर्शन भी कह सकते हैं इसको, ये डिस्टॉर्शन है. ओके. To assert that men lack in maternal instincts, to assert that men lack in maternal instincts, ऐसा ये this is again a distortion, right? ये distortion है क्योंकि ऐसा माना जाता था. This is something that was considered previously. Okay, so B also cannot be the correct answer, only covering the first few paragraphs. To criticize, so the author is not criticizing. यही आपका trigger word हो गया, criticize, क्योंकि ऑथर किसी को क्रिटिसाइज नहीं कर रहे हैं यहाँ पर, राइट? सो द ऑथर इज नॉट क्रिटिसाइजिंग एनीवन, सो द ट्रिगर वर्ड यहाँ पर आपका रीजन हो गया, राइट? And finally, to describe the changing role of men in modern examples of parenthood. So to describe the changing role of men in modern examples of parenthood. तो men का role कैसे change हो रहा है into in this example of parenthood में men का role कैसे change हो रहा है, वही तो author बता रहा है passage में. Okay, he is trying to describe कि पहले fathers का क्या role था और अब कैसे they are not accepting the roles that was there before. They are changing the roles and they don't just want to be providers and protectors. So D looks like a very good answer, लेकिन हम E देखे बिना D को नहीं select करेंगे. To decree, to decry the concept of motherhood. To decry the concept मतलब motherhood का concept की को criticize करना, decry करना is to criticize, right? So again, E will also not be the correct answer because extreme option, right? So criticize, negative connotation. The author is definitely positive. Moving on, very nice, good job to all those who said D. Avisi, Bonafide, Akarshan, Samriddhi, Harsh. Okay, what about the third question? You answer first, I will go next, okay? And give me the reason why. If possible, एक word भी अगर आप दे दोगे तो that would be wonderful. Tell me the answer for the third one. The existence of which of these findings would most strongly challenge Sigmund Freud's opinion as it is presented in the passage? So, just for your convenience, मैं एक बार उसका opinion दिखा देती हूँ Sigmund Freud का. I'm coloring it blue. Oh, sorry. Sigmund Freud considered the mothers but not the fathers to have a prominent role in infant development. Okay. और कहीं है Sigmund Freud? I think he was somewhere else as well. But this is what Sigmund Freud's opinion is. So, अब आप बताओ. Strongly, most strongly agree पूछ रहा है, okay? Most strongly agree with Sigmund Freud's opinion. What will be the correct answer for this one? Third one? Okay. As paragraph A, but with social way, it should be E, maybe. Okay. See, what did I tell you? I have told this is why I keep telling students to trust the passage. कल के special class में मैंने एक point था that said trust the passage. अगर passage बोल रहा है कि Sigmund Freud क्या बोल रहा है passage में? Sigmund Freud बोल रहा है कि considers the mothers but not the fathers to have a prominent role in infants development. Sigmund Freud, okay? Passage में बोल रहा है तो हम वही मानेंगे, right? So it is definitely the answer will be option A. The personality of infant is strongly influenced by their mothers. No matter what the society thinks, no matter what author thinks, Sigmund Freud is thinking that according to the author, we also just know that much. So trust the passage. Don't apply अपना दिमाग बीच में नहीं डालना है अपना opinion. Many factors is your opinion, right? Many factors, personality of infants, आप अपना opinion लगा रहे हो उसमें कि हो सकता है कि yes there are many factors, but यहाँ पर question क्या पूछ रहा है आपसे? Yes, no, maybe. Yes, no, maybe. Okay, I think you can see and hear me now. All right. Let's get started. It is not, and I'm I mean, I'm in Bangalore, so imagine what is happening in Bangalore. I'm sorry about that. It's actually the connection when it disconnects and the generator picks up. By the time the inverter picks up, the connection is lost. I have to reconnect. So it's not the internet that is the issue, it is the electricity. Okay, so I am sorry about that. Now, the moment man said, okay, you can hear me now, network be fine. Are you sure? Okay, all right. So, fourth one, let's do the fourth one. Based on the information provided by the author in the passage, which of the following statement is not true? All right, which one is not true? It's always better. So it's always better to have a little bit of patience. I am sorry about that. It won't happen again. I would like to say, but this is the last question and let's just finish this and get over with it. Okay. Uh, Based on the information provided by the author in the passage, which of the following statement is not true पूछ रहा है, okay? कौन सा सही नहीं है, मतलब all the other statement in this case will be present except one will be present in the passage. So in this kind of question, how are you supposed to approach this? You are supposed to find the answer in the passage. You are supposed to always mark the answer. If you get it, well and good. If you don't get it, so sometimes they change just one word from it, so you have to be really sure. Okay, so option A says the author contends that both male and females should participate in raising children. Okay, so this is something that is true. If you see the last line, uh, the last line says that the father and mother role both are important. So this is something that is true, hence cannot be the correct answer. B says Gadapil asserts that females do not have to learn about raising children. Gadapil ऐसे assert करता है that females don't have to uh, learn to learn to what is it written, learn to raising children. Yes, he says that it is instinctual, so again this is present in the passage, so it cannot be the correct answer. uh, C says Benjamin Spock argues that males should not be heavily involved in raising children. Benjamin Spock ने ऐसा बोला था क्या? Benjamin Spock, where is Benjamin Spock in a 600 page, devotes just 3 pages to the role of fathers while he admits that man does not sacrifice his masculine. Spock thinks that childcare is something fathers should do only occasionally. So only occasionally it says. Benjamin Spock argues that males should not be heavily involved. This is also something that is mentioned in the passage, hence cannot be the correct answer. Margaret Mead believed that, so dekho, you don't really have to read these lines carefully when you're reading the passage. आपको बस mark कर लेना है कि proper nouns कहाँ पे है. So as soon as you know their name comes up, sorry, you know where to refer to. So Mead believed that males have a major role to play in raising children. Does Margaret Mead believe that? Margaret Mead, where is she? Where is Margaret Mead? Margaret Mead, Spock, Mothers, Margaret Mead. Margaret Mead, the famous anthropologist, once remarked that the fathers are a biological necessity but a social accident. That means they have absolutely no role to play in childcare, right? That's what she believes. So this statement will be the correct answer because it is something that is opposite is mentioned in the passage, so this will be not true option. So D will be not true option. Not C. E says Freud argues that women are more important than men when it comes to raising children. So Freud does argue that women are more important. ये तो हमने पहले ही देखा है कि mothers are more important and play a predominant role than fathers. So the correct answer will definitely be option D, and E will not be the correct answer. You know why? Because it is something that is mentioned in the passage. So this brings us to the end of this discussion. I hope you understand how you are supposed to see. I have scribbled in every option. Okay, so सारे option में कुछ ना कुछ scribbling है या passage में marking है. At the end of an RC, your passage should look like this, and your question and answer should look like this. Okay, so it should not be something that should be completely neat and clean. ऐसा दिखना चाहिए आपका passage और आपका RC. I hope this is clear. Thank you so much for attending this session and being patient with the electricity fluctuation. Thank you, everyone. Have a lovely evening and afternoon today. Bye bye. Adios. Sayonara. Sayonara. Clear. Okay. All right. I will bid you adieu then. Bye, Shant. Bye, Avishi. Ta-da, ta-da, Nitish. Bye.